Hi, Mighty Mommy here, and I'm ready to share some quick and dirty parenting tips with you that will help make your life as a parent a little bit easier and a lot more fun. I'm your host, Cheryl Butler. When you hold your child in your arms for the very first time stands still as you dream about how perfect you want his world to be. You may even secretly make a pact with yourself to do everything in your power to keep him safe, no matter what it takes, because as a parent, you want only the best for him. That's admirable and totally understandable. However, jump forward a few years from that precious moment, and suddenly something interferes with these idyllic plans. Your child grows and begins to exert his independence. While this is completely normal and healthy, it's not always easy for parents to accept. After all, what if he makes a mistake? What if he gets hurt? What if someone hurts his feelings? What if? And therein lies the challenge. How can we help our children have new experiences, achieve their goals, and take risks without hovering in their shadows 24/7 and undermining their sense of personal accountability? Today, we're going to talk about a common parenting style, helicopter parenting. If you track your child's every moment on the playground, or run onto the baseball field when your son gets hit with a pitch, or worry about your child 25 hours a day, you might easily be considered a helicopter parent. The term helicopter parent was first coined in a 1969 book titled Between Parent and Child by Haim Ginott. The teen featured in the book reported that his mother watched over him like a helicopter. Since then, many college administrators have used the term to refer to parents who continue to manage their children's lives from a distance after they've gone away to college. Today, that term is still going strong and is a common parenting style because parents are unsettled about all that's going on in this big world around us, so they hover and protect their kids from any and all adversity. But you can still keep your kids safe while letting them foster their own sense of self and independence. Mighty Mommy is going to share 5 tips today on how to take the hover out of your parenting. Tip number 1, equip your kids with life skills. The minute your child goes to daycare or preschool for the first time, you need to resign yourself to the fact that you're no longer going to have as much control over his or her day-to-day life. You can't possibly be responsible for everything your kids do or should be doing. Instead, you have to trust that you've equipped them with the skills to do their job, and when you see that they're struggling, step in and help them gain the skills they're missing. So, instead of running your son's library book over to school midday because he's forgotten it, teach him how to make a calendar to keep track of library and gym day, etc., and then list the supplies he'll need on those different days of the week. And if he forgets the necessary supplies, he'll have to manage the repercussions. It's just a good life lesson. Tip number 2, teach your kids to advocate for themselves. If a child is used to his mother calling his teacher every time she gets a bad grade, or pulling the coach aside after the baseball game to question why he didn't get to play all 9 innings like his friend did, the child will not learn the tools to advocate for himself. It's important for kids to be able to ask questions, gain clarification, and speak up when they need something. In the workforce, these kids won't have mom or dad available to help them deal with a mean boss or a challenging policy. So take a situation like your child receiving a poor grade and use it as a teaching moment. You can role play and say something like, I know you're really not happy with this C- because you worked extra hard on that science project. Why don't you ask your teacher if she'll go over how she graded it so you can explain why you thought it should have been a different grade based on how you worked on the project? Tip number 3, prepare your kids for natural consequences. Kids need to face the consequences of their actions, no matter how small they may seem to you. For example, in my family of 8 kids, several are very heavy sleepers. They're the ones who have difficulty waking up for school. Years ago, with my oldest, I moved heaven and earth to get her up every morning because I didn't want her to miss the bus. While I thought I was doing the right thing by getting her to get up and get on to school on time, what I was actually doing was enabling her to rely on me as her alarm clock, therefore not teaching her to be responsible for her own actions. Once I stopped acting as her alarm clock, it took almost a month of pouting and missed buses, but after a few days of having to stay after school for being late, she quickly learned that she had to be accountable for her actions. Tip number 4, Don't do for kids what they can do for themselves. This hovering habit is one of the hardest to break. Many times we take on extra duties for our kids because we have a soft spot in our hearts for simply wanting to make things easier for them. For example, we see that they're tired after a long day of school, so instead of allowing them to bring their own dirty clothes to the laundry room or feeding the family pet as they're supposed to, we jump in and we do it for them, thinking we're doing them a favor. The problem is that this gets misinterpreted by the child. Once he sees that all he needs to do is act tired to get you to handle his chore, it will become a bad habit for both of you. By allowing them to do their share, no matter how small it might be, you're giving them regular opportunities to contribute and be proud of themselves. And tip number 5, letting go will be uncomfortable. Chances are, once you start recognizing the different areas where you hover too much and begin to pull back, you're going to feel really uncomfortable and unsure of yourself. And that's actually a very good sign. The next time you come across a helicopter parenting moment, like letting your 12-year-old get a 0 on his homework assignment because he left his workbook at home and you didn't drive it down to school when he called in a panic, give yourself a verbal reminder to reinforce that you're doing the right thing. Say to yourself, he was watching TV and didn't get himself organized the night before, so by letting him get that 0 for forgetting his homework, I am helping to teach him to be more responsible the next time. Or you can even keep a written journal like I do to chart your progress. List the various overparenting opportunities you've experienced and then list what you chose to do instead. Before you know it, you'll have page upon page of examples on how you've pulled back and you've chose to fly away instead of hover. Your child probably won't thank you right away. No one likes getting a bad grade, but you will be doing him a huge favor in the long run. I hope you'll head over to our Quick and Dirty website to find lots more fun and useful episodes of Mighty Mommy. Just visit www.quickanddirtytips.com/mighty-mommy. Have you had to step back and keep from smothering your child with too much parenting? Share your thoughts in the comments section on the Mighty Mommy website page, or you can post your ideas on the Mighty Mommy Facebook page. You can also connect with me on Twitter @Mighty Mommy or email me at mommy@quickanddirtytips.com. And I hope you'll also visit my family-friendly boards at pinterest.com/mightymommyqdt. Let your children find things out for themselves now. And when they're ready to leave the nest, you'll have given them one of the best parenting gifts you absolutely could: self-confidence and independence. Happy parenting, everyone!